Hey there, everyone! My name's Lion-O, and I'm the star of a new show called Thundercats Roar!
What the hell is that?
Yeah, what the hell? When I heard that there was a new Thundercats show coming out, I was like, oh, alright, that's neat. Then when I saw it, I was having Teen Titans Go flashbacks. If anyone who doesn't remember Teen Titans Go, when that whole crap storm happened. And they announced a new Teen Titans show, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, Teen Titans, thinking maybe it was going to be a new season of the old show. Then they were saying, oh, it's going to be a little more comedic. We're like, oh, okay, I mean, that's fine. And then we saw Teen Titans Go.
Seriously? You guys eat like animals.
Oh, so good. What, Raven?
Yeah. This is not gonna be good. At all. Thundercats is a cult classic cartoon from the 80s. A lot of people love it. A lot of people have very fond memories. Yeah, it's cheesy and it's aged in the last several decades. But a lot of people still love it. They loved it enough that it got a reboot in 2011. That was a lot of people liked. I watched that. Never was a huge Thundercats fan. But you know why I did watch the 2011 cartoon? Outside of just, oh hey, it's a new cartoon. My mom. My mom watched Thundercats when she was younger. So when a new Thundercats show was announced, she was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing, I love Thundercats. Let's watch it. So I watched it, and, well, I actually quite liked it. And of course I was disappointed when it didn't get a second season. But that's what reboots are supposed to do. Reboots, ideally, will grab the attention of fans of the old show and have them go, oh wow, I loved this show before, and they're going to reboot it with, new technology, with, better visuals, and hopefully better writing, and be so much better. And then you'll bring in new people who are going to go, alright, new show, but you'll have these old fans going, hey everyone, you gotta check out this new show. It's gonna be just great. It's based on an old show that I used to watch. And theoretically, it should be a success because you're bringing in old fans, you're gonna get a whole bunch of new fans, you'll have kids watching it, and you'll have the adults watching it, and it could be something that adults could watch with their kids, and you should generate, a new fan base for it. You know how you don't do that? With this.
Wow, that was fun! Who knew making animation was so complicated?
Why? Why call this Thundercats? There's clearly nothing Thundercats about this outside of superficial elements. You'll have some names. You'll have, some, locations. But basically, this has stripped everything out of Thundercats. We don't even need to see the show itself. I can already tell you what it's going to be like. It's Teen Titans Go for Thundercats. You might as well call it Thundercats Go. But yes, they call it Thundercats Roar, which still follows a similar naming convention. You take what was a classic show. Then you take the reboot, which had a more anime-inspired, Avatar The Last Airbender sort of feel to it. And then you come up with this? This isn't pleasing people. And the like to dislike ratio on the actual announcement video is very telling. Though I guess we shouldn't really be surprised when the guy who's behind this looks like this. I would call him a man bun, but it's not even a man bun. It's just a bad ripoff of Pan's hairstyle from Dragon Ball Super. Dude. Stop. This is embarrassing. What's even more embarrassing is this. It really doesn't help when they show this in the announcement video, too. You're really trying to make this hard for us to just like this at all, aren't you? And it's not like a more comedic style of Thundercats couldn't work, but to do this without an actual proper Thundercats show, not a very good idea, because it's the same thing with Teen Titans Go. This feels like it's replacing it. Now, I probably wouldn't even care as much about this show if we still had the 2011 show, if that was able to run through completion and actually, do what all the stuff it wanted to do. And then, okay, we also had this show on the side, this weird, goofy show. Okay, whatever. I wouldn't really mind. But when we got the old show canceled, and you know that this is going to be pushed hard, just like Teen Titans Go, it's insulting. It's insulting that you took a show that people cared about, and then you just give us this?
Wait, you don't know what a Thundercat is? Well, let's start small. I'm a Thundercat, and this is my...
Boomstick! It's a 12-gauge double-barreled Remington. S-Mart's top of the line. Shop smart. Shop S-Mart.
Okay, I'm sorry. They did not deserve a clip of Army of Darkness. But no matter what they say about the comedy and the action in the show,
I think that the world that they built lends itself really well to comedy because of how silly and crazy and outlandish some of those ideas are and some of those settings are. But at the same time, like, it wouldn't be Thundercats if it didn't have super cool action elements, because that's what people came back to, is very much something that we want to lean on. So with the new show, we're not walking away from the action in any bit. Every step we take towards comedy, we take two more towards really cool action scenes and explosions and laser effects.
but when the show looks like this, it's hard to be convinced that you're going to be keeping the humor to a suitable level and making sure that there's enough action to classify this as an action show. Because the show, even from just the announcement video, is just wacky, zany humor that Teen Titans Go tried to capitalize on. And unfortunately, it was successful. Everything this guy says in this announcement video is so unconvincing. I don't buy that he's a fan of Thundercats. Not when he says stuff like this.
So as a fan, I'll say that this is the Thundercats show that I want. So hopefully you do too.
Oh, so it's the Thundercats you want. You wanted the wacky, zany, goofy Thundercats. And that's totally fine. You can draw this and put it on your Tumblr. But for an actual show? No. We want actual Thundercats. And people aren't mad because this is different. While I did see some purists who didn't like the 2011 reboot, it was still trying to be Thundercats. It was just a different version. It was different, but it was still striving to keep what Thundercats was. This isn't even trying. And that's really what pisses me off. You're taking a series that people liked, the original, the reboot, and then you're giving us this wacky Steven Universe, Gumball, Adventure Time, Teen Titans Go knockoff. No, we don't want that. The characters look terrible. Lion-O looks, and don't even get me started on Chitara. I mean, this is just a nightmare. All these designs don't look good. They're barely recognizable. And I've seen a lot of people who didn't even recognize Chitara in this. I also like what he says about the intro, and he was like, oh no, the original Thundercats did this great intro. Yeah, I'll agree with that. And then
I looked at Thundercats, like especially the opening sequence, all the freaking time for reference. The original Thundercats intro is animation history gold. It's a challenge by the original show. If you're gonna do a new Thundercats, you better make the intro good.
But you failed. The intro is not good. Just look at this. No, stop that. No, I'm done. Just, it's a mess. It doesn't look good. It just looks like a whole bunch of jumbled up stuff just constantly running 90 miles an hour. That's not a good intro. Just, this guy, like, care what he draws like. I don't care what he animates like. I don't even care what his sense of humor is. He's trying to act like he's a big fan, and he's trying to act like this is going to be something great. It's not. It's not going to be good. It's not going to be great. It's not even going to be mildly okay. This is annoying, and fans have made it very clear how they feel. Not very positive. In fact, if you go to the announcement video and you look at the comments, a lot of them are just roasting it. A lot of those views, those hundreds of thousands of views, aren't positive. A lot of people are very unhappy with it, and for good reason. Honestly, this new Thundercats just gives me a headache. No one wanted this. No one likes this. No one's happy about this. Are they going to have an audience? Sure. If it gets a push, it's probably going to have an audience with kids. But kids deserve better. For I see people are like, why are you complaining about a show? It's just a children's television. Children should have mindless entertainment. Yeah, no. Kids deserve to have better shows. When I grew up, I watched shows like Batman the Animated Series, Freakazoid, Animaniacs. You know, these were good shows that still hold up. I remember a few years back, I went back and rewatched Batman the Animated Series and Freakazoid, and I was just like, wow, this is better than I thought it was. Wow, and they still hold up after all these decades. Freakazoid especially, I did not get half the jokes that they were making in it, and I was rolling in laughter as an adult watching the show because there's so many jokes that you just don't get as a kid, and these things hold up because they're made to be good. They're made so that it's not just kids that like it, it's kids and adults can like it. A good philosophy to have with this is that you should have shows that kids and parents can watch together. Because you know what happens when you only focus on kids and appeal just to kids and completely ignore adults? You know what you get? You get Barney and Teletubbies. Now, I'm told that I used to watch Barney when I was a kid. And I say a kid, I mean itty bitty. And yeah, there's a reason why so many kids grow out of Barney so quickly. It's something that only ever appeals to little itty bitty kids. Are you saying that kids should get that stuff and not stuff that they can grow up appreciating? What about shows like Avatar: The Last Airbender or Teen Titans? What about those shows? Those were kids shows, and those are still great. And Teen Titans Go has some weak parts here, but you know, they're still great. Avatar: The Last Airbender still holds up as one of the best, you know, animated series ever made. People still, to this day, a decade after it ended, still love and adore the show. I still see people watching the show now and getting into it. That's what happens when you make a good show. You make a good kids show, it shouldn't just be for kids. Adults should be able to watch this and like it. Should Batman the Animated Series have been totally dumbed down just for kids, taking out any of the darkness, any of the moral stuff, any of the, you know, the death or the serious nature of some parts? Sure, it could get goofy. It's Batman, but should that all have been dumbed down? Should Freakazoid have had all of the humor that was aimed at adults completely cut out in favor of just gag comedy that the kids would like? No. Kids deserve to have better shows. The kids today shouldn't be getting crap, and we shouldn't be justifying it. We should be able to criticize this stuff that, you know, when they get shoveled crap in their face, that, you know, we should be able to say, our kids deserve better. We deserve better. The industry deserves better. We should have better shows, and not say, oh, well, Thundercats Roar is for kids, you know, it doesn't really matter. You're all just a bunch of whiny adults. And like, no. We're fans. Criticism is needed. If Batman the Animated Series was a crappy show, it would have deserved to be criticized. But it wasn't. It's a literal award-winning show. It's still beloved to this day and is oftentimes considered the greatest superhero cartoon ever made. Even decades after it came out. There have been good ones, yes, but a lot of people still look to that as great because they made a great show. The kids today, The kids today deserve to have shows that they can grow up and in 10, 15, 20 years look back on and say, I loved this show as a kid and I still love it. And I'm sure that there would be people who would watch, Thundercats roar, and they grow up and they'll go, "Ugh." In the same way that there were some shows that we watched as kids, like, my generation watched as kids, and we grow up and we're like, did I really watch that? We shouldn't, no one deserves that. And if we just, sure, there are some great cartoons coming out. You have stuff like Gravity Falls. Gravity Falls was fantastic. You have Over the Garden Wall. And you have other shows. Gumball, from what I've seen, is good. But just because there are good shows doesn't mean we should go, yeah, whatever, we'll just let it slide. No. We should be holding these shows to some sort of standard. And shoot, even some, Gravity Falls has things you can critique about it. And if no one's critiquing, then nothing's ever going to improve. And sure, some people may look at the hate that Thundercats Roar is getting and think, well, this is just overblown. Not really. Because a lot of people are mad and they have legitimate reasons. And when I see people boil this down to, oh, well, you're just all sending death threats to the guys who created this, so you all deserve to be silenced. No, I hate that stuff. And yes, despite there being some people who will say crazy things, there's a lot of legitimate criticism being given. And they don't deserve to be silenced just because people are trying to say, well, it's just a kid's show. You can't say anything about it. Come on. Thundercats 4 looks bad. It does not look good. And there's no need to defend it because it's just embarrassing. And just, ugh.